Hello, welcome to a Fish Out of Water podcast. This is your host, Richard Lipman. Today we're interviewing Ella Raphael, and we're also privileged to be able to hear her perform 3 songs, and 2 of them will be in the bonus section. And what's this song called?
This song is called Good Eyes. Sacred moments pass me by, one by one they sail off and they're gone. I'm still here in this temporary body, makes me want to cry. Where are your good eyes? Floating at surface level, feels weird to be alone in this realm of my own. Said the man to the girl, don't be scared, said the girl to the man. Where are your good eyes? Where are your good eyes? In the darkness of the night, makes me want to cry. Sacred moments pass me by, makes me want to cry. Hi, I'm Ella Raphael. I'm a singer, songwriter, musician.
What brings you to London? What's your relationship with London?
I used to live in London most of my childhood, and I love London and everything that's come up here, culture, music, theatre, art. It's an amazing place. And yeah, I have a label here in London, Fire Records, so that's a lot of the reason I'm here.
How did you link up with Fire Records, or how did they find you?
I sent them a demo of my album, and then they just kind of, we emailed each other back, and then things just progressed from there.
Fantastic. And what brought you into music in the first place?
I've always been interested. It's something that's, I think, intuitively I've always had a pull towards. So listening to music was always something that amplified something in me. So just remember car rides with my dad and music always being in the house, and just really thinking, wow, this is something that I connect to.
How did you learn to play the guitar so well, and how did you learn to sing?
So singing is something that I started off very young with, and then kind of took lessons, and it just became a part of my life. And Guitar, I started really late. I was in Valencia and I wanted to write songs, so I needed something that could help me write the songs, and I just thought a guitar was the right thing for me. And yeah, it's been a good relationship ever since.
And what was the first sound you ever heard in your life that you remember?
Wow. I don't think I've ever been asked that question. I think I want to say like a cry, maybe my own cry of like myself crying as a baby, but probably that.
Your themes range from love to ships and travel and loneliness and much more. Can you tell us a bit about the themes of your songs and how you come up with the ideas?
Yeah. I never really think about themes. It's also just, I guess, things that come up naturally in songwriting. So yeah, everything I'm going through, a lot of it is relationship wise, because that's always really interesting and prominent in life. Also travel just kind of gives me a different perspective and kind of make things wider to look at.
Can you give us some examples
of travel songs?
And how it relates to one of your songs?
I wrote Portal, which is a song off the new album, in Mexico, and it just felt very, I wrote it by a river. I always like writing in nature because it's easier for me to write there for some reason. And I guess more inspiration and just being around wild elements that helped me. And yeah, it was, I was by a river and playing the guitar and just kind of, I felt it's a really, really strong energy in Mexico with like mystique and just the things they believe in, and you can really feel that. And I was trying to connect to what I'm feeling, which was just a lot of things were going on at that time. And then yeah, it just came out. I thought of like this lady by a river who's really sad, and obviously I might have been projecting upon myself, but yeah.
The unusual thing is that there is a song by a Canadian Mexican lady called La Lasa, and it's a tale based on the mystery and legend of a woman who drowns herself in the river.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
La Lorena, I think it's on that album.
Yeah, I'm really interested in like symbolism and mystique and kind of mystery and surrealism and all this stuff that's like unconscious but conscious, real but unreal fantasy. So that's a lot of the stuff I also connect to, like imagery wise, in my songs. And yeah, it turns out like a lot of the current album is about death, which happened accidentally, but you know, not as well.
I see. Themes of love, water, right?
Yeah.
I think there was also Stax Records, right? And the studio is near the water, and so there is this sort of element of symbolism, and it kind of, I don't know, makes the mind motion, you know?
Yeah, water. I like being near water. Bathing in water.
What about your dreams? What do you dream of? Do you wake up and write your dreams? And what are they about?
I'm trying to now. I usually like don't remember a lot of my dreams, but now I'm tending to remember a lot more of them. Sometimes with like animals, I had a dream about a white camel recently, like a huge one. That was made me write it down. And yeah, different places, sometimes random people that like are not in your life or thought that, you know, they didn't have a lot of meaning in your life, and then suddenly you see them in your dream, and that feels really
Can you give us
odd.
an example?
I think like a mother of one of my friends was in my dream, and she's a childhood friend, and it's not like, I mean, I thought about her mother for the past 20 years, but then suddenly she appeared in my dream. So stuff like that, which is interesting.
Can you tell us a bit about your influences?
Yeah. So I think I've always been, ever since I started singing, I really was interested in jazz more. So like Etta James was a big one, and then that kind of evolved into, I think, folk. So Karen Dalton, Bob Dylan, and then it keeps on like evolving. And being here in London, I think something more like industrial, a little bit kind of edgier sounds in a way. Broadcast has always been a big influence, but now also being in London more so, and Talking Heads. I'm trying to think. But growing up, I think a lot was based on Queen, the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, like the big kind of David Bowie, Kate Bush. They're still amazing, obviously.
And this was, your father also had a very good music collection, is that correct?
Yeah. He had a great music collection and still has the music collection. So yeah, he loved music, and I think that had a big effect, but he wasn't musical in the sense of like picking up a guitar or being, you know, rhythmic.
Your songs, how do you think people relate to them?
You know, I hope people take it into their own lives. I always want the songs to just like be out there, but everyone apply them on their specific life, which is what happens, hopefully. So I hope that they are relatable. I don't think I've ever like written a song in like, I want the listener to feel this, or I want, like, it just kind of comes out, and then afterwards I'm like, oh, this song was about, you know, death or of a close person, or this song was about love but not completely understanding each other, and so of course these are things that have happened to other people, but it's just my words and my melody, and I always feel like a melody is much easier for me than sometimes to find lyrics. Like I'll be mumbling sometimes upon lyrics, but then when I do find the right ones, then it feels really good.
Why death?
Death is just like a recent, I guess, the past, from 2019, I think I've had a lot of death in my life. So my father passed away, and I also have been, like everybody, dealing with war, but that's just been really big. And I think also death of like, that's the literal sense of death, but like death of who I once was before and who I am now, and like it can be an evolving, it can be a new beginning, it can be many things, but it's like an ending and something else.
We're going to go to your new album, Mad Sometimes.
That's, yeah.
And
I mean, it's not very new anymore, but yeah.
The recent one?
Yeah.
Recorded when?
It was recorded, I think, like 2020. Yeah.
And it also features musicians, Ayal, Uzi, Ron, Guy, Amir.
Yeah.
How did you meet them? And how do you know when someone's got chemistry with your music and songs when you perform with, in the studio?
A lot of the time it's like having the same musical taste with the person will already influence the fact that like they're playing the way I want them to play, because we like the same stuff musically, so like the ear will automatically pick up on stuff you've previously heard in records or whatever. But also chemistry, yeah, musicians, a lot of those people are friends, and sometimes you just have a click, it works, you like stuff you don't have in words you can say musically, which is the best when that happens, but it's also not that common.
Tell us, your vision. What's your vision of music and your path forward?
My vision is to continue to investigate all the time and write in music and perform and create worlds around my music that I can bring people into the world and project outwards, and continue to have art and creativity be like a fourth standing thing that keeps the wheel kind of turning, and collaborating with like-minded people. There's so many interesting scenes happening here in London which are really inspiring, and I really relate to that. I'm really into a lot of like, there's so many amazing women who are doing such great things, and I love seeing like that here, because it is a very male dominated world a lot of the time, and so like I think the women that are coming into and taking space musically is amazing, the stuff I've been seeing.
Are you working towards a new EP, new album?
Yeah, I have an album that's already done, basically. Just working on finishing touches, and then I'm also writing new songs as well.
And what happens? I mean, what about the touring experience? Do you enjoy gigging? Is that something?
I went on one big tour with Evan Dunder and I loved it. It was so good. It was so like lively and exciting and spontaneous, and like I love journeys and I love new places and I love music, so it like incorporates all the things I love.
And in terms of making a living as a musician, is that easier once you have like a record deal or a record company behind you? Is that easy? How's that?
It's not easy. It's not easy, full stop. But having a record label, it doesn't, I mean, it makes it easier in some senses, but you know, they're taking percentage. So like, it is easier in the sense that I have a team of people who can like help take my music to the next level, and give me opportunities. But it isn't easy, just in the sense that you need another job.
Right. And did you go through is it like the traditional record deal, like you get an advance and then they take the advance from all the sales?
Yeah.
And what about collaborating with other musicians and styles? Is that something you're open to?
Yeah, something I'm open to. I've never really written with another person. I always thought that like it would be weird. But I think if you find the right person, like if you find someone that you really know is in your vision, then it could work. It could work.
How do you feel the world affects? I mean, are you someone that's affected by the environment, sensitive to the environment, or do things come internally when it comes to music? And
what, like, can you give an example?
When you're in different places, or things connected with the news cycle, does that? And also, are you afraid of technology? You know, does that affect?
Yeah, I don't like my phone. No, it's a bad thing. Creative wise, it like completely blocks creativity. If you're in the room, I'll need it in a separate room. But for me, no, I don't write from like reading the news and stuff like that. Things will appear internally, but also externally if I'm in a situation where I've gone to a party or a place that has like really inspired me, or it's a fight I had, or you know, like it can be like those kinds of things.
If you could change the world, how would you do? What would you do? How?
I don't know, it's so hard. Like there's like this big kind of pile of things. I mean, climate and injustice and leaders and dictators, all of that is stuff I'd take away. And I mean, yeah, I don't think you need leaders. You need people to lead the world, for sure. But extremists is something that I disagree with to that way or to that way. But how would I change the world? I'd have people be with other people more. I think community is something really important for not feeling like divided, which I think a lot of the bad stuff will come from feeling just like you don't have a place in the world, or that you're misunderstood.
How did you write Samba?
Samba, I wrote it in my mum's old house, and I just wrote it on the bed. How did I write it? It was a song that came out, like one of those songs that comes out in one go. So I remember that. But it was really hard to find the words, I remember as well. So I just kind of sat with it.
Do you hear the music?
No, it hasn't happened to me. Well, yes and no, because like I'll start and I won't hear the music, but then when I start, then I'll continue and hear how I want it to progress. So I could say yes and no for that.
What about Untangled Love? How did you write?
Tangled Love, it was like a session that I also wrote. I think it just came from like a breakup place, and it also came from like a tangled family that I felt inside my family. Yeah.
What are your future plans
then? To go big.
What is big? What is success?
Success is like making a living from what I'm doing, touring, and having my music go and take its own place in the world. So if it's people buying records or people coming to shows and then more and more, like, the music already living by itself, and that's what I want to achieve.
Are there any intense struggles that inspired you to write?
I think a lot of like women inspired me to write. Like I'm more drawn to, I guess, like Nina Simone or like even I keep going back to like 60s, I think that's, or Marianne Faithfull. I just saw like the film about her and just like I think in that time, you know, she wrote a song about drugs, like Sister Morphine, but it wasn't okay for a woman to sing about drugs because, God forbid, only men can sing about drugs. So I think the struggle of like equalness and taking a place, and I find just interesting, really interesting what women have to say.
Sister Morphine, is that something you consider doing as a cover?
Yeah, I'd like to do it. I mean, I love that song. Why not?
Do you have any final words? Films, books, you reading anything now, or seen anything that's really...
I am reading, what's it called? Suddenly I can only think about it in Hebrew. But the lightness, anyway, I don't remember.
What is it in Hebrew?
הקלות הבלתי נסבלת של הקיום. But books. I'm really into Leonora Carrington.
She's got an exhibition at Freud Museum right now.
Really?
Yes, for the
Wow.
next, I think, a week or two.
So I love her.
What is that? She's a surrealist painter, right?
Yeah, and she also writes. She wrote books, kind of stories in her head. I also went to like a Lee Miller exhibition that was really inspiring. Like Freud. I think all the world of the unconscious is something I'm really into right now.
Surreal and unconscious, including Magritte.
Who?
Magritte, Belgian surrealist.
Oh.
You should check them out.
I will.
Do you know the poster for The Exorcist? No. You write for music, films, and TV.
Yeah.
Have you been approached, or have?
I've had a few, like kind of. I did write for a TV show that used one of my songs, and
Which one?
it's called Madrasa. It's like a Israeli-Palestinian show, and I'd like to write for songs that kind of films as well. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Do you want to say this is Ella Raphael for Fish Out of Water podcast?
For what?
A bit for Fish Out of Water, talking here.
Sure. This is Ella Raphael for a Fish Out of Water podcast.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to A Fish Out of Water podcast. This is your host, Richard Lipman. Should you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, please get in touch.